BB27 just kicked off and already there's a twist. Julie's missing and there's an accomplice hiding in plain sight. All right, BB fam, we need to talk. This week already has me side-eyeing the whole house. Because who is this accomplice? But before we get into that, I need to tell you who I think the smart player is this week and who's just straight up messy. So listen, Jimmy's my smart player this week. He wanted to find the host comp and used it to set himself up. He got to pick 4 players for the HOH, and he didn't just pick at random. Jimmy actually went around, talked to everybody, tried to fill folks out to see where everyone's head was at. My take, Jimmy wants control of his game. He's picking players he thinks will keep him safe when they win HOH. Now, whether he chooses right, that part we don't know yet. It's still early, but Jimmy's playing smarter than people might be clocking, and a little chaotic. Now, my messy player of the week has got to be Vince. First of all, Vince promised Ashley, Adrian, and Jimmy's safety after he won the HOH. Said he wouldn't touch them. Then what does he do? Gaslights Ashley and puts her on the block. The HOH deal, gone. But here's where it really gets sticky. Amy went to Vince to talk about not putting Ashley on the block, and she starts crying, like full-on tears. And it freaked Vince out. And to be honest, this wasn't Amy's finest moment. Because, girl, what are you crying for? You barely know Ashley. And this, people, is how Amy ended up on the block. Crazy, right? But no, Vince didn't stop there. Jimmy somehow convinced Vince to put Zay on the block. Why? Who the hell knows? Which is wild. Vince, you're the HOH. Run the house like you want it to benefit your game. And that's it. Secondly, Vince and Kelly made final 2. And here's where it gets real messy. Kelly actually told Vince he could put her on the block so people wouldn't know they were working together, which I think is the worst game move of the season. Who does that? Please, future players, do not ever volunteer yourself for the block. Also, do not ever put your alliance member on the block. It's a bad idea. I get trying to stay low-key, but volunteering yourself for the block, nah, not a good move. There are so many things you can do, like meet once a day, early in the morning in the yard, or late at night in the bathroom. A little game room chat. Don't hang around each other for long periods of time, only long enough to pass along some information. You do not, I repeat, you do not have to volunteer yourself to be put on the block. I don't know how Vince is going to survive week 2, but we'll see. Now let's get into this accomplice twist because, surprise, it's Amy. Yep. We know now Amy is the accomplice, but this cast has no clue. Folks are throwing names out left and right. Riley, Zay, even Keanu's name came up, but not one person is looking at Amy. And the way Amy is playing it, calm, cool, and collected, like she's not holding one of the biggest secrets in the house. Speaking of big secrets, we can't even really talk about this week without bringing up the biggest secret of the season. Well, sort of. Thanks to Joseph. Rachel Riley making her return to BB27. Rachel's not just some random house guest. She played season 12, won season 13, and has been on like 11 different reality shows, winning 3 of them. That's not luck, that's skill. And listen, I get it. Everybody's cheering for Rachel right now. I'll be honest, secretly, I am too. But I'm also with Jimmy on this one. Rachel Riley is on the Mount Rushmore of Big Brother. And while folks are out here celebrating, laughing, and giggling, they're forgetting she's a huge threat in this game. They really should be terrified. I know I am, especially with this accomplice twist floating around. And with Rachel being the secret player already, this game's about to get real messy. Now it's time for my wild card prediction of the week. We've already seen Vince switch things up. We've seen Amy playing calm as the accomplice, but then breaking down in the middle of a conversation. But I feel like somebody's about to get caught up. My wildcard prediction? I think Kelly's game might blow up next. She told Vince to put her on the block so nobody would clock their final two. And that sounds smart in theory, but it's really not. Once on the block, Kelly could be on everyone's radar, especially since she has rubbed some house guests the wrong way. But hey, it's Big Brother. Anything can happen. That's just my take. Now I want to hear yours. Drop your wildcard predictions in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more BB27 reactions.